Hello and welcome. Hi Gian. Hi Red Lion Artist. Great to see you both. Thanks for stopping by. Um, this is day 12 of my first playthrough. Um, yeah, really excited to jump back in as always because I'm just loving this game to pieces. Yesterday, basically just got lost, continued getting lost, explored some more of the ancient basin. I beat this really the hardest boss I fought so far, the um, broken vessel, I think it was called, or the dream version of the broken vessel. Um, and then passed through this area with all these bees very briefly, and finally made it to the edge of the world. I guess is technically this area. It's covered in ash. I think this character said over here. Yeah, this ash trapped. They all have like very cryptic lines when you read their thoughts or maybe their memories. Yeah, and then we encountered Hornet again, which is exciting. Hornet's cool, and that's where I left off in the middle of the boss fight with her. So I'm gonna jump back into that. Hope you all are doing well today. It's really good to see you. Um, yeah, Red Lion. That drawing you sent of Roberto. So I know. If you're here, Gian, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you said that you've watched Trigun Stampede, so I'm sure you know who Roberto is. Yeah, Roberto's kind of becoming a bit of a. Yeah, he's kind of a. How do I describe Roberto? Just the best character ever, in anime, pretty much. He's kind of an in joke, I guess, because I don't know. I'll talk about him later. I'm not gonna get into Roberto right now. We gotta play Hollow Knight. Um, but yeah, I just all I'll say is I just think it's so funny, at least where I am in the show, and like don't say anything about the future of the show. But I know that Millie is eventually in the show, but not yet. And she was one of my favorite characters in the original anime. So just the fact that like you have Vash, you have Wolfwood, you have Meryl, and like they might be different, but they're all there. And then they just like replaced Millie with just like this guy, like just this like grumpy guy is just like so comical, but also just distressing and annoying to me. But anyway, yeah, Red Lion, who's been watching the show with me, so he drew sent this picture of Roberto like carrying Wolfwood's cross and like holding Vash's gun, and like it's just so funny. But anyway, yeah, that was amazing. I had to like look at it twice. I was like, I was like, is that like an official image or did you draw that? But yeah, um, everyone's favorite classic character, Roberto. I don't know, it's just funny. I was like, who is this guy and where is Millie? Um, okay. That's how the show is going to end, yeah. Yeah, like I know, yeah, one of our predictions. Well, that's how the spin-off Better Call Roberto is gonna go down. Um, anyway, sucking myself up. All right, let's go. I wonder if I can land in the middle of her thread. I gotta test that. Yeah, you can. Okay, good to know. This is just gonna be like, it's really quick though. This is just like a learning warm-up phase because I need to get my bearings. It's like, this is the second day in a row that I've started this session just jumping right into like a hard boss. Okay. It was such a it's been such a gorgeous day today. Like it was such a perfect like breeze. Like it's like spring is in like full bloom. I went for a walk earlier. It was just so nice. Okay. That move always gets me. Oh, I thought she was doing the dash. Oh man, every time. Give me that time. Almost. Oh shit, this move. Oh man, this is rough. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, we gotta go above. Shit. Get a heal. Oh, she went all the way across. Oh no. Damn. You're so curious what my thoughts are going to be on, especially with my favorite character, Roberto, finally getting the spotlight he deserves. Yep. I'll let you know. I think we're like 8 episodes into Stampede, so we're almost done with... I guess it's the first season, but it's weird how like the seasons have different titles, but... So yeah, we're almost done with Stampede, aka the first season. And then the second season is like Stargaze, I think. Or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do. I just keep seeing like Fryren art and stuff, and I saw it on Netflix. Yeah, again, I haven't seen it, but I feel like I might like the art design in it, but I have to like obviously watch it first. Have you seen Fryren, Gion? Shit. Oh, okay. I saw you, I'll look at your message in a second. I saw you responded. Damn. I gotta be careful of that. Alright, heal. Yeah, you really like it? Awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely curious about it. I know Red Lion and some of my other friends like it as well. Shit. Egale. Adina. I do love her VA. I hope she does that throughout all of Silksong. I hope every time you attack in Silksong, she goes, Adina! Maybe like every couple times would be good. I bet she's really fun to play as. I can like imagine what her playstyle is like in that game. Definitely look forward to it someday. Oh, damn. This part is really tough. Oh, I don't have enough juice. Damn. Oh, damn. My precious Medea. Oh, good memories. Yeah, I liked in the art you showed me of that Witch Hat Atelier. I liked how they were like leaning out of the panels. It was pretty cool. Oh, you finished Trigon already? Damn. Damn, you guys are like so fast at reading. I feel like you just were saying you started that. And it's so long. I agree, everyone should read. I know you're saying everyone should read that specific thing, but I'm just interpreting that as everyone should read, period, which I agree with. Yeah, the Trigon manga, I know. It's just, yeah. It's just so many things. Yeah, I'm definitely curious how much Stampede is gonna like follow it. We'll see. I'm just like keeping an open mind. I'm just along for the ride. I'm a little worried. Yeah, we'll see. I'm a little worried that like Stampede is going to adapt stuff from the manga, and don't say if it does or not, Gion, because I don't really want to know as of now. But I'm just worried like it is, but it's not going to do a good job, and then it's just kind of like, well, I don't know. But hopefully, one way, I'm sure I think it's already different in ways. So hopefully, it'll be distinct enough. I'd still be able to like enjoy the manga, even if I knew stuff from it because of Stampede. Yeah, but thanks. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm pretty sure Roberto is a Stampede original, so that's one thing. Golly. Shaw. Shaw. Yeah, animation on her needle is so nice when she throws it. The way like the string, yeah, like the way the string like it bends when it goes back. I always think she's going to dive down like that. That's why, yeah, that's why she gets me with the string. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, that is a rough. It's rough how the pattern is random on the. Ah. What do you got for me? Damn. I have not read the manga, no. Again, we just watched we revisited the 90s anime and still love it. You know, some things haven't aged so well for sure. Definitely had some criticisms. But yeah, I just still love the overall vibes, and just a lot about it. And Vash, you know, Vash has always been one of my favorite characters. But yeah, so one of my friends that I was watching it with, was reading the manga kind of alongside it, or I just recently finished the manga, and then Red Lion started reading the manga, and I guess has now finished it. So yeah, I'm feeling like left behind because now I haven't not read the manga, but we're all watching Stampede now. But yeah, I haven't read it, but I do know that because of my other friend that you know, I said a little bit about it, that it is quite different from like the anime and stuff, and that's why I like a lot of the mysteries the anime leaves hanging, so I'm really curious about all that, and that's like the main reason I might seek the manga out. Not the manga list. Yeah, is that like my gung ho god name? Not the manga list freak. I don't know. All right. Shaw. Oh, I don't need to heal. I probably should have just got an attack in there. I need to do that, Hornet. I'm baiting you. I'm baiting you into that. Can you cheese her this way? Nah. That would be funny. I think they do respond to your actions, at least to some degree, though, which is cool. Oh, you can break. Oh god, that makes this so much more manageable. Why did I not think to try that? I'm just like playing it really careful. I could probably be trying to be a little more aggressive. Sometimes that pays off in this game. I just feel like with these fights, her movement is just like so sporadic. But knowing I can destroy those things makes it so much more manageable. She just friggin' Mario stomped me. I have not been doing that enough, doing like downward slashes like that. That's actually incredibly fun to do that. You kind of like bounce off her. Oh, that was, damn. Thought I'd take the chance. Yeah, I haven't been doing, I really haven't been doing this at all, like the whole game. That's, probably something I should be taking advantage of. We're learning. You do like a little bounce. That's so nice. Be careful though. Jeez. Oh. That's it. I'm healing. Just in case. Okay. Sorry for trying to attack you. So strong. Thanks. Thanks for the congrats. You could do it if you had the will. But could you raise your nail once knowing its tragic conception and knowing yourself? Then do it, Ghost of Hallownest. Head onward. Burn that mark upon your shell and claim yourself as king. Okay. Yeah, so it's like... You know, like I've been guessing all along, I just think my... I just feel like my character was created for some nefarious purpose or something. I don't know. Like, I just don't think they're... But maybe, from what she said, it seems like maybe my character doesn't even really know who they are. They're just kind of, like, doing stuff. So maybe that does. I was saying earlier, there's kind of like a disconnect between the player and the character, because I feel like the character might have goals here that I'm not aware of. But maybe we are both in the same boat. We're both just wandering around this world, not really sure what to do. We'll see. But yeah, so... Again, some of the bosses, something I've been kind of like saying, I think the bosses are really fun. I just feel like sometimes, like, I'm just like, can you just die already? Like, I just feel like they're just like, man, they have a lot of health. But I think part of it I learned in this fight is, they really want you to get in and be more aggressive. And, like, you really can, like, attack a lot consecutively. If you're, like, you know, skilled and, like, really get in there. And now that I'm doing, like, these downward slashes and stuff, there's, like, a lot of, like, tech with it. So, yeah, we'll see how I feel about that as it goes on. The bosses are getting tougher and tougher now, for sure. So I'm curious to see how I'll feel, as the game keeps going on. And I'm kind of learning more of the, the tech and stuff like that. But you really got to I think they really want you to, like, you kind of get punished for playing it safe because it just takes forever to get through some of these bosses. But, like, the fight itself, the design of the fight itself is, like, extremely fun. Like, I just love how fast-paced they are and how, like, they have patterns, but they're still unpredictable in ways, It seems like they respond to your movements sometimes. Yeah. What is this? That almost looks like the king's, like, symbol. Like the, like this. So maybe I'm about to find out what my deal is. Another Chozo statue? What is that? Marked by King's brand, Hallownest shall recognize a new ruler. The kingdom's gates will open. Uh-oh. Better get out of here, I guess. Yep. Yeah, I kind of figured that would happen. I look like a doll or something. Like, just this lifeless little doll. Yeah, maybe I'm not such a bad guy if Hornet's helping me. I don't know. I can't get over. The more I think, it's really stuck with me when I met the first Dreamer and I just like killed them and they didn't even like put up a fight. It was one of those moments that it felt so terrible. Like, and I realized like I probably could have gotten out of the dream there by like jumping off the ledge, but again, I didn't know that. Like it's the kind of thing where like I use the dream nail on them because like the dream nail doesn't even seem to hurt enemies. It just like reads their thoughts and stuff. And I didn't really know that back then, but yeah, I just like wanted to see what would happen, and it was like a marker on the map, so I'm really curious. I'm probably overthinking it. Like you probably do just have to do it, but it just felt so jarring and weird to do that. Definitely stands out when like everything else has just been like a boss and stuff. So I got a brand. Marks the bear as king. Hallownest ancient police shall move forward. Oh, okay, I know exactly where to use this. First of all, there was that dormant, like, it looked like maybe it was the king himself. Like, there was like a corpse down in the ancient basin that I might be able to. It had a similar force field to the that was around this item when I got it, but there was another door in that ancient basin area that had the same mark on it. I feel like some giant boss is lurking behind. Oh, okay, so I'm just coming from where I fought her. So I wonder if that shell was like the king? Like the king was like giant or something? I don't know. I am kind of enjoying the quick slash. Alright, well, I don't know where I'm going next. Pretty aimless now. Not that I'm not always aimless in this game, pretty much, but... Looks like a fork in the foreground. Yeah, man, that's almost like a pogo, like it's like in Zelda 2 when you pogo off them, or like DuckTales for an NES. It's like that kind of move almost. Yeah, like you can just keep doing it. That's really fun. You think I'm gonna go in a direction? Maybe. We'll see. Is this where I came from? I have no clue. This music kind of gives me Xenoblade vibes a little bit, honestly. Even this area too. It just kind of has this somber vibe of like a snow area in one of those games. Maybe it's because I just played 3, I don't know. You see it? Yeah. I'm wondering why it's like ash falling. I wonder if there's like a volcano area like above this or something. Come on, dude. Eat one? Away, away. Pain. Oh, maybe I am hurting them. I don't know. I don't want to attack those things. They're just so cute. They just kind of bumble around and they don't attack you. And it just seems like they're scared of me. Shit. You can kind of tell when there's a cracked wall. I probably don't need to be hitting every single wall I see. What the heck? Yeah, that's this game, Red Lion. You're just constantly running into just like weird things like this, and I absolutely love it. Just weird characters. All the voice acting on all like the bug characters is so amazing. There's just, it's overflowing with charm. Like, it's such an inspired game. So I gotta find the top of that. It reminds me of yeah, I gotta stop comparing stuff to Zelda. All right, this is the last time. No, it's definitely not gonna be the last time, but a Valu in Wind Waker, the dragon with their tail hanging down, sitting on top of the mountain, and you like swing from their tail, and they're, there's a whole thing where they're getting like their tail's getting pulled by like a Goma, and that's like the whole conflict you need to solve. Yeah. I love Wind Waker so much. This game it kind of speaks to that same appeal to me of like cute, but kind of like dark, because Wind Waker is kind of like that too. It's cute and whimsical on the surface, but there are like, eventually that game gets pretty somber and like, you know, more serious. And there's some like really creepy enemy designs in it. So where are we going? I see a butterfly. See, there's always like, it looks like there's light shining onto the left there. It's like, I'm always like trying to like walk forward. I always think it's a secret passage. This is a secret for sure. Oh, it's one of these, okay. Let's say, is this gonna be like that other like Joni place again? I was saying I liked how that place was like unique, but I think it still was, because there was like butterflies flying all over the place, and it was like, you know, kind of like these areas, but cranked up to 11. Just immediately lose that. These enemies are tricky. I was saying the other day, like, there hasn't really been an enemy that's been super annoying to me. Too bad. Most of them kind of, they just spawn right in of their place. But I will say, if there is an enemy that, or grouping of enemies that can be slightly irritating, it's some of the flying ones. But that's like common to so many games. I think there was one enemy in the Crystal Peak area that like shot ice down at you, and the ice just like, it stayed there so long, and you needed to like avoid it, and the enemy like moved away from you when you attacked it. Like that was probably like my least favorite enemy so far. Oh, you've been playing Metroid Prime? Awesome. Yeah. Um, yeah, definitely one of my favorite games ever. I was talking about it yesterday with Rick Kickham because they'd never played a Metroid game before, and yeah, Prime is my favorite Metroid. That Prime One, Prime Two, and Super Metroid are my probably my top three. Not necessarily in that order, but Prime One's I would say is my favorite. Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. He was saying he never has, not for really any reason. Just I think so. He said he's just never played one. I know I said I wouldn't compare everything to Zelda about 5 seconds ago, but this is just such a Zelda moment. Like the sounds they're making, the fact that it's like a big thing leaning up above, like the big Goron and stuff. Uh, yeah, Prime. What other Metroids have you played, Red Lion, if any? Because yeah, Metroid has like it has some eerie vibes to it at times. Yeah, it's very atmospheric, very like isolation is one of the core like tenets of it. A lot of people praise about it. Um, yeah, I think so. Let's see. Tiny thing, you climb high, seek the knowledge of these lands. Let's write down Bardoon. Bardoon is a big slug thing in the edge of the world. This ashen place is grave of worm. Once told, it came to die. But what is death for that ancient being? More transformation, methinks. So I'm guessing that was the big shell that I went into to get the King's Mark. Um, this failed kingdom is product of the being spawned from that event. Interesting. Okay. Like how you just get like major lore drops just from exploring, just finding just random characters. So Failed Kingdom spawned from Worm dying and leaving his corpse behind. So the worm died at the edge of the world, and then Hallownest was created from this area, I guess. You know, this is like, so maybe the king is like, he said transformation, so like worm maybe didn't die, transform, so maybe it was like a butterfly situation, like maybe the king sprang forth from the worm's body, or it was like reincarnated as the king or something. Became the king. Product of the being spawned from that event. Billy Bob. That's funny. I wonder if you didn't hit their tail if they said something different. Is it you bothering about my tail? Rest is somewhat disturbed, but I find that sensation not unpleasant. Or. Bakura. Tiny thing. Oh, The mark of worm you bear. Is it change you seek, or to save this ruin? That choice is yours. Always the smallest creatures that attempts the largest things. Shit. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, so here's the explanation. So the fact that he said it's a choice to save the kingdom or not, again, makes me think that maybe there is going to be multiple endings or something, and you don't have to kill the dreamers, and like, I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to be like kind of annoyed if that's the case, just because, again, the game has been like so heavily guiding me to those characters, and again, it just kind of like you go into their dream with a dream nail, and unless you think to just, I guess, just jump off the ledge and leave the dream, which you wouldn't intuitively think to do. I only figured that out by accident when I fought the broken vessel dream version. I just fell off there and realized you get out of the dream that way. And there's no other way to interact with them. I tried hitting them with the dream nail, and you hear their thoughts, and then you can really just attack them and kill them. So it's like, I would appreciate the idea of the game kind of being like, you know, playing on the idea of like not just thinking of it in a video gamey way, actually thinking through your actions. You don't need to respond to everything with violence. But my issue would be, I feel like it just kind of like heavily tricks you into doing that. It really like goads you into encountering those characters and doing that. And then there's just no way back. Like, it just, there's no multiple saves in this. It just saves. That's it. And it's such a long game, right? Like, I don't want to like thoroughly play this game and do everything, and then it's just like, oh, you got a bad ending, try again, and like that would. I could accept it if I felt like it was like earned, but I don't know. We'll have to see where it goes. Again, might just be overthinking it, right? It might not be that complex, but um, yeah. Either way, I can't undo that. Like, I just have to. Again, there's only one save slot. I typically like to live with my choices in games, anyways, but like, this is one case where I might have reloaded, because like I immediately was like, oh, that felt bad. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but we'll see where it goes. This falling ash is molts, the worm's corpse decaying, endless. Serene, sad. With its light gone, the world is smaller. Don't mistake, I am not a worm. Orm, too small I am, too many limbs. No foresight like those old things. For quiet retreat did I climb up here, away from spitting creatures. Ormph, yes, high up, away from simple minds, lost to light. Theirs is a different kind of unity. Rejection of the worm's attempt at order. Huh. What does it mean theirs? I kind of want to reread the previous line now. Does it just mean like the other bugs? Or maybe the dreamers? I don't know. I resist the light's allure, a union it may offer, but also a mind bereft of thought. To instinct alone a bug is reduced. Herm. And there was like, there's a lot going on in this game. There was like a priest earlier that was talking about the light and like preaching that. So it seems like that's a thing. Light offers union. Some kind of like instinct alone, bug is reduced. So it like turns the bugs into like a hive mind or something. So maybe that's what like the dreamers are doing. Maybe they're not actually good. They're like controlling things. But I also let that horrible plague out, so I don't know. Be on your way then? It's rest I'll return to, though in these times sleep oft proves uneasy. Characters have a lot of dialogue. I'm glad you enjoy it. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm like rambling too much. Sometimes I feel like there's like someone watching who's like, "Oh my god, just play the game. Like, just shut up. It's not that complex." But it's just how I am. Yeah. Yeah. I just like working through, especially in a game like this where it's all very told. Um, in a way where you're just discovering the story as you go along, and that's something I'm often a fan of. So I like piecing it together, and I feel like I have to like, I'm writing it down to help retain it. I kind of feel like I have to think about it to, especially when I'm streaming, which is different than playing on my own, because there's just other a lot I'm like focusing on. But yeah, I know, true. Yeah, I mean, if someone came in and it was just like, not for me, that's totally fine. There's a lot of streams out there, and it happens. But yeah, I do know some people, myself included. I know I always do like tuning into a stream, and I love hearing someone's like thoughts about, especially if it's a game I love, their thoughts on the story and like theories on where it's going and all that. Um, but yeah, okay, I'm gonna take a quick 5 minute break. I'm gonna leave you with this friendly fellow, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm sure I long missed you, Red Lion, but if you are still out there, thanks a lot for stopping by. It's always great to see you. Also, you put a malicious link in your goodbye message. Bounce.my slef. I'm just kidding. It's funny when that happens. Can I actually? Yeah, I don't really know like how that works. Like why that happens. Um, yeah, such a nice like twilight sunset going on outside. I saw a bat. It was nice. All right, down we go. So that was just purely a little lore moment, which I love. I wonder if the worm is like, they mentioned there was like some kind of god or something named Un, maybe, way early in the game. On like a tablet. I wonder if that's the worm. And I was speculating that's like some kind of being that's like dreaming the world into existence. Which is always a concept that I love in fiction. But you can see like all their legs. Where was their tail again? I think it was further down. Is it here? I don't know where it was. Yeah, I know. Imagine the twist. Lots of stuff going on in here. Did that just like fall down? This? You jerk. Well, there we go. Yeah, again. God damn it. Oh, okay, I take it back. I hate these enemies. Oh, there's all like these creatures falling down. That's so interesting. That's so cool. So we clearly got to go up and see what's going on there. I really love the context. Speaking of bots, one just showed up. What was I saying? Yeah, I love the context of like I was just saying that like I wonder what the context of like the ash is. Yeah, this is just like a huge pit, and then they gave it. Let's just fall all the way down. All right, this is where I started. Yeah, this is where I started. I wonder if this is like the edge of the city, like the sewers, all dumping down into here. That'd be cool. Really cool, like world connection. Isn't this a cozy hole? I've been venturing about that wilderness beside here and thought a moment's break was well called for. The landscape's all rather serene this side of the city, though the inhabitants are as ferocious as ever. No, I don't have enough anyway. I love how much he just loves his job. It's so jolly. Yes, this is like the edge of the city. That's so cool. Go up. Yeah, I can hear the rain of the city. I wonder if that sign means the city, if that's what that's denoting. But I have to go up and see what's going on with all these things falling down. Sorry for bopping my mic around there. Is this it? You can go up eventually. Alright, so we have a couple ways. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I see you. I see you. Very sneaky. Okay, so it's not every corpse. Okay. I kind of want to go down to that beehive area, because I like barely even touched it. Well, they can just fall off, and like, I feel like there's so much. You can just do a little hop, like you can do a big hop. There's so much versatility with a double jump. It's definitely not just like one, like strict little action, rigid action. It's pretty cool. I'm kind of using it in combat too, mostly by accident, but I'm sure you can really put that to good use if you really learn how to use it. I think I came from there. Maybe not. Yeah, this was like my sneak little peek of the beehive. Yeah, you can see it. I'm like on the outside of it. Damn, how do you get in there? Weird. I kind of... Now that I'm here, though, I may as well... Yeah, I'm right here. I may as well go check that scary door out. A couple things I want to check out, actually. I like the idea of there being like a massive beehive deep underground. There was like a... I want to save my money for now because there was a station. It was like a stag station down here. I'm guessing it's just a normal stag station, but I'm curious if there's something different about it. It like takes you somewhere different. So we found this earlier, really cool looking area. And I'm curious if I can interact with this now. No, okay. I thought the King's Seal might... Can't, like, go in there, no. So yeah, so that leads to that, station. I love how this just goes until you hit something or you stop it. I think that's really cool. It's like no limit to it. Fuck, it's quiet. Our pure vessel has ascended. Beyond lies only the refuse and regret of its creation. So my theory about this was, the pure vessel is maybe the egg. And this almost looks like... Cool. This looks like, kind of looks like the egg too, so it's like a failed version of it, or the messed up remnants of it. Maybe they mean the Hollow Knight itself they created, and this is like some kind of... I'm guessing there's going to be some like super boss in here. Let's see what it is. This is creepy. I love it. I always love in a game when I'm in like an area that like I feel like I shouldn't be in or something. Like I'm out of my league. Oh, there's like echoes. Sounds really cool. Oh, there's like music starting up. Let's just jump. Bad idea. This is sick as hell. You can like, yeah, I'm like inside, I think, like an egg or something. They said like we don't go there any longer. It like makes it even more foreboding. Yes, that looks like me. That looks like other vessels like me. They're like hanging off the ledge. Is that like... It's like dead butterflies? Oh, I want to get up there. Heck. A deep blue stone atop a dais. This ambience is delicious. I feel like I'm going to the bowels of Silent Hill or something. I live under... Yes, fam. That's probably why I love the depths and tears. Yeah, I want to make a note. So there's a... What did it say again? Eventually I will spool through all my notes and like revisit everywhere. But I'm just very much in like random exploration mode. A deep blue stone atop a dais. Yeah, I mean, the thing about that was so, yeah, the first entry was, it's like a top 5 moment in any video game, like video game history for me. I just couldn't believe it was this whole world down there, but yeah, like they did end up being disappointing in the end. I just wish there was like, they get so homogenous and repetitive. And I think it would be okay if they were homogenous, maybe, as long as like there was more like cool, unique stuff like this, right? If I found like some big, creepy place like this in the depths, and there was some giant, like unique super boss that was found nowhere else in the game, lurking down there. There kinda is that, but not really. It's really just like a different version of one of the overworld bosses. Like it's technically unique in a way, but not really. But or just like a ruined Zonai city or something down there. Just something like really substantial and cool. But there's a few things like there's like just enough, but you know it does like the bare minimum. It could have been so much cooler. But like concept, that's why I kind of wish they almost like saved the concept for another game and had just like gone all out with it. But like, I don't know, like why wasn't Tears of the Kingdom that game when they were already reusing the overworld and everything? But anyway, enough Zelda. So routine, yeah, like it, just finding all like the Zonite mines, like they used it as like a place to gather resources, and that's like so boring to me. Like it should have been much more of like a focal point, I feel like. But it is cool there are at least some of like the main like dungeons down there and stuff. So it uses it again, like conceptually it's so cool and atmospherically, and like it just there was always the possibility I would find something. Like almost right up to the end, there was always the possibility. And I love just like getting on like one of like the wings and just flying out into the dark. And it was like so unnerving and tense. And I could like tell a lot of stories about my playthrough. Of just there was a time I was like flying on a wing and I just fell in like a body of water down there, and that was creepy. And like the first time you find things down there, it's still cool. Like the first time I found one of those like big Yiga forts in like a lake, like that was a really cool moment. I was like, what is this? Like almost like a Yiga town down there. It wasn't that, but and like the bargainer statues were really creepy. Like I don't know, you know, and I don't want to, you know, say anything in case there's someone out there hasn't played Tears. I don't want to feel like I'm like spoiling too much now, but yeah, there is stuff down there that's cool. There was definitely some moments, I'll say. There was like some big moments when it felt like a really cool discovery, and some of those times it wasn't quite as cool as it seemed at first, but just the moment itself, I think, still has value to it. I do think that. I think even if in the end I wish they'd done more with the depths, I think just the intrinsic experience of exploring them for the first time does hold a lot of value for me. It is an experience I'll never forget with a game. Again, it would have been even cooler if there was that experience and I was finding cooler things down there, but it still counts for something. Yeah. Anyway, back to this cool stuff, because this is extremely cool, and I also feel like I'm like in the depths of this world. I feel like I'm like at the very bottom of the world, maybe. I love just the skittering of the enemies, too. Let's go full atmosphere. So freaking cool. Oh my god. Yes. Oh, so cool. This is, oh my god. This is everything I ever could have asked for. Um, the bone sound effects. And these are like all the, these are probably like, yeah, oh my god, I have so many. I almost don't even want to read the entry to those and have it like spoil the mystery. Probably won't, but so I think this is like, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of I need to pause it. This reminds me of Eco. Um, and I don't want to spoil Eco, but I think anyone who's even like yeah, just like the aesthetic and like there's like shadow creatures in that game and there's other stuff going on too I kind of want to talk about, but Eco, I love Fumeto Ueda's games, Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian. I highly recommend them. Some of my favorite games ever. Um, Especially Shadow of the Colossus and The Last Guardian. I do appreciate Eco a lot too, but I do like the other two kind of significantly more. But I do know a lot of other people. Eco's their favorite, so they're all absolutely worth playing. Um, but yeah, so like they said this was a place like the remnants of it feels like their experiments of creating a vessel. And I think I'm a vessel. I fought something called the broken vessel. So I think all these bodies down, I think I'm just like in a pile of like other failed attempts at creating whatever I am. And these are just like the spirits that come out of me when I die. So it's just all that. But yeah, I'm like talking about the depths and Tears of the Kingdom, and I feel like I'm in the depths of this game, and it's so cool. I was really hoping, like, this is going back to. God, it's like I just have so many thoughts. Like I want to just keep playing it, but I have so much. Like earlier on when I got to Deep Nest, I was like, it said I think it said something that said it was like the deepest part of the kingdom, but I don't think that's true. And I love that. Like when I got there, I was like almost a little I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." I was almost a little like disappointed. I was like, "Oh, like I'm already at the deepest part." And it's just this. Okay. Like it's cool, but I really wanted the deepest part to be like a moment where like you fall down some big hole and it's like creepy and like that's just what just happened. It's like another example of this game. It just keeps doing what I want. It just keeps the sound so like selfish and silly. But like I was saying earlier, like if I designed a game or if I somebody designed a game, one of like my dream games that I would design would just be like the type of game that just plops you in like a mysterious world and you just explore and find your way and like I love when a game doesn't just settle for when there's always something deeper, not just like physically, but like metaphorically. Like there's always something more behind the surface, always like secrets upon secrets. Um, so I absolutely, yeah, yeah, I'm sure the way, and I appreciate that too. The way that you go to Deep Nest and then like I went to the city finally, and then I go down to like the city sewers, and then I fell down like a big mine shaft, and then there's this other ancient ruins, like ancient Hallownest underneath the sewers, and then there's yet another area even below that. It's like just the best. Like it just there's so many areas in this game. Like I wasn't sure like how many. Early in the game, I was like, I wonder if I've seen like most of the areas, you know. And there's just like so much more. I was like kind of guessing because they said the city was like I think in the center, so I was like, there's probably more on like the right side of the map and stuff. But yeah, it just keeps unlocking more, and it's just so like free. Like I just found the seal to get here, and then thought to come back, and now this is a whole thing. And again, it's like that Breath of the Wild feeling, just that like discovery upon discovery. Yeah, I can't like understate it. Just this is absolutely my shit. um, Sorry, just getting a sip of water after all my yapping. Alright, let's continue. They're just like escaping there. Oh my god, so fucking cool. Just listening to the ambience. Look at the background. You can see, it looks like there's all these other towers like this. The fact when you hit these things, they make like a similar impact sound to when you get hit, which is very like intentional, I think. But it also makes me think I'm like about to die because I feel like I'm getting hit more than I am. Whoa. Turn it off. Cannot. My king, I'm sorry. The sea calls. Is that a mirror? It's like a lighthouse. Oh, is it a lighthouse? It is a lighthouse. So I'm like next to some like underground ocean maybe? Which is another one of my favorite concepts ever. This is amazing. Oh my god. I could fly across, but I feel like this is more unsettling. I wonder what the point of turning the light on was. I wonder if it was just like pitch black. I kind of wish I went out before doing that. No. Oh. I should try that on the little shades too. So there's something cool. Whenever I get the ability to destroy these, I feel like I'll probably be able to get past those tentacle monsters and stuff. I'm just like so engrossed. Oh. Now that is a Chozo statue reference if I ever saw one. Absorb the shade cloak. Press ZR to dash forwards, cloaked in shadow. Use the cloak to dash through enemies and their attacks that take damage. Awesome. Okay, so that's, and then they have a little teaching moment behind you. Just a little bath, no big deal. I like that you had to like sit there for a moment to do that as well. I'm in screenshot mode now too. I love how this looks. Okay, so you can't spam it. Oh, it's the last little thing. Mysterious donate from before the birth of Hallownest. Relic from the ancient past. This item now holds little value except for those dedicated to history. And like, oops. Well, I'll say what I was going to say in a second. Yeah, so what I was like saying before about Metroid Dread, how it kind of plops you right where you need to progress. Like this kind of thing isn't what I was talking about. This is just teaching me the places I can use this new ability. And I think that's fine. Like, I think that's great. It's very like Zelda dungeon design. They always like immediately teach you how to use an item before you can leave the room you got the item in. It's more that, you know, if I was just left this area and then there was like another one of these dark things and it just started funneling me down kind of this linear series of paths, and that was like the only way to like mainly progress. That's kind of more what I meant. Whereas like now I remember different places where this black bar was that I can go access. I don't remember exactly where they were, but I'll get to them eventually. But yeah, it railroads you. And again, like I want to be clear that I'm not saying that's bad. Like that's, you know, objectively bad or anything. There's no such thing as objectively bad. Like it's just a different kind of design. It's just that personally, in like a Metroidvania, in a game that has kind of this labyrinthine type of level design, I tend to like to just be able to explore and find my own way and like figure out where to use the ability to go next. Like it's just like my preference. I still think Dread is like a good game for what it is, and it is really like fast paced. It kind of has its own unique thing going on that's very fun. But just my concern is that I just feel like my concern is that Dread is like sneaky about it. I feel like it hides it well, that it's actually very railroady. So a lot of people don't notice it, or like will just kind of say like, oh, like that's good game design, you know, you don't get lost. And that's just what kind of concerns me, because like I just don't think, my like fear with games is always the idea that this should be like a homogenized like type of design that like, you know, every game should follow. And I think games should always feel free to experiment and try new types of design, and that like leads to innovation. And I think there's all different types of design a game can do, and all different people have different types of preferences. So I don't think just like there's often like a I think kind of a mentality that like the more convenient and streamlined a game is, like the better its design is, and I don't agree with that. I think it depends. I think in some games stuff can be good, but it's like a case by case basis, and I'm a player that likes getting lost, and likes to be allowed to like figure out where to go next. But yeah, it's just it's an interesting discussion. But they're both two different types of games that are both technically in the Metroidvania genre, but handle it, I think, very differently. Saga, is that like the RPG series, or is that something else? Yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard of it. Yeah, there's so many. Thing with RPGs is they're just so long, and there's so many of them. And yeah, I definitely have a list of a lot that I want to get to. It's just yeah, I gotta like find a way to get through them quicker, and not worry about doing every side quest and all that. I gotta rethink, especially after Xenoblade 3. I need to like rethink how I approach RPGs. Because I don't think I think I told you like I don't think I necessarily. I do honestly think like the best part of Xenoblade 3 is the main quest, and I think there are some really good side quests in it, and the game is designed around with them. But I do think if you just go through the main quest in that game, I think it's like a really moving, beautiful experience in a lot of ways. But the side quests definitely draw you away from that, and that's always a challenge with those kinds of games. I think it's like best to just have a balance. Like I've been finding that often games will, and I think Xenoblade 3 did this to an extent. They kind of guide you to the best quests. Like they plop all the major ones kind of right in front of you, and the ones that kind of just don't plop you right in front of, it's almost like the designer's saying like, yeah, like those ones are a little more skippable. Maybe that's not entirely true, but I definitely found that with like The Witcher 3 when I played that. The Witcher 3 is absolutely designed like that. It heavily points you towards all the major side quests, so much so that I just consider them part of the main quest. Uh, I always heard Witcher 3 was very side quest focused, and I just think it's funny because I did a handful of like the actual side quests, but a lot of the stuff the game labels as side quests are like spoked off of the main story, and I just consider them part of the main story. They're all absolutely worth doing. I think they're all like compelling quest lines, but uh, they're kind of not really side quests in my opinion. I think it's kind of deceptive like that in a funny way. But there are some cool like totally optional quests too, and I didn't do every side quest by a large margin, but um, yeah, I think that's definitely a lot of newer games. I feel like designers they don't want you to miss the best quote unquote content, and they will point you toward it. Emerald Beyond. What do you mean a run? Do you mean like, is that one of the Saga games? Yeah, I'd have to see how the game is like structured. Um, so I'm not really sure what you mean by like do a run, but um, because that makes me think of like a roguelite or something. Yeah, so let's see. Oh, this looks that art. The art here looks so cool. It's almost like the walls are like. It looks like the walls are like art. Like that sounds weird to say. I'm trying to think of like a better way to say it. Like um, a mosaic or something. An imprint of abyss given form. What do you got for me, Hunter? They're literally called siblings. Fragment of a lingering will. Yeah, sibling, because they're my kin. Oh, this is what they updated, I guess. Fragments of void taking the shape of sharp, thrashing tendrils. The bugness of Hallownest sometimes wonder whether there were other, older, stranger kingdoms deep below them. What strange fancies they had. That's probably why they were always so distracted and easy to kill. So is that what it updated? I just passed something. I didn't... There was like a little unread tick, but I don't know what it was. Basically, you do a protagonist run through their campaign, and then do a new game plus, deal with stuff changing between playthroughs depending on how many runs you have done, or protagonist campaigns you finish. Okay. Okay, so there's like different protagonists, and they have different playthroughs. That's an interesting structure for an RPG. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of another game, but I'm not sure if you played it, so I just won't say it because I don't want to accidentally spoil it. But yeah, that's an interesting structure. What is that? So maybe that's like the tentacles. So that's it, huh? Let's try that with everything. Go back up here. Oh, the shades? Those enemies aren't like respawning. Oh, and I was gonna say earlier when I was in that room, when I was talking about how the art looked like art. Once again, so much about this art. It brings to mind H.R. Giger, the designer of the Alien from like Ridley Scott's Alien movies, but in like a different. Oh, that's cool. No, like where that was. Nice world connection there. But yeah, in like a different form, I guess. I don't know. But it seems maybe inspired by that, partly. I'm gonna go back to the bone pits out here. A lot of side games have that kind of structure, but Emerald Beyond is hyper-optimized for quick, short runs. The media press sort of has fewer main characters, but longer campaigns. But stuff switches up, yeah. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm curious which one of those approaches I'd like more. That's interesting. I don't know if I've... Again, there was another game I'm kind of thinking of, but it's definitely a different case. It just kind of reminded me of it, but I never played an RPG quite like that. Oh, it kills them. Wow. Looks like there's like eggs too. They're all eggs or something. I just want to get a screenshot of this area. It's so cool looking. I love when you just enter an area and it's just like, that kind of creeped me out a little bit, even though I heard them just lingering out of the darkness. I was gonna say, I love, can I get that? I love when you go into an area and it's just like, it's just dark like this. Into the unknown. It's almost like I'm in like the bowels of some creature. Oh my god, what a cool looking room. It's like, it looks like re-dead faces on the walls or something. God, just what a thick vibe. Our voices will cry out again. So unsettling. I feel like the ones that are blurred in the far background are like even more unsettling. Make a note of this area. I would kind of love if this was like just this. Like there's never any purpose to this room. It's just this evocative, creepy thing just buried at like the deepest part of the world. And it's just a mystery, and like fans are still discussing it to this day. I would kind of love that. I'm guessing there will be some kind of purpose, but all right. So creepy face room, left side of abyss. And what do they say again? The ambience with this, when you kind of let it linger, is pretty eerie too. Cry out again. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I remember. I know. That's right. I remember. I forgot. Romancing Saga. I think 2 is one of your favorite games ever. You said. Open world turn-based RPGs. That's cool. I see. See. Yeah. So there's different characters, and it changes the journey through the. Yeah, the journey changes depending on who you're playing as. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the closest like an open world. Well, Xenoblade. I was like, what's the closest to an open world JRPG? Uh, Literally Xenoblade X. That's what it is. It's an open world. It's like a splicing of a Western RPG and a JRPG in an open world. But also the other Xenoblade games, they're not quite open world. They're more like structured. But yeah, I was gonna say Dragon Quest VIII maybe. It's not open world, but that was like one of the first games that I played that felt like that was like the first RPG I played where you weren't like a character in miniature on a map, you know what I mean? Like Final Fantasy VII or whatever. And I do love that. But Dragon Quest VIII felt like so amazing because it was like I'm actually like exploring like the whole world. It was almost like a Breath of the Wild moment before Breath of the Wild, or open world, just any open world game. You know, I shouldn't always. I know it's like a common thing to use Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild wasn't the first open world games, you know, obviously, but I just say that because it was like that for Zelda. Even though Wind Waker was kind of that too, but it was like that for Zelda, and that's just what I meant. Like Dragon Quest VIII was like that kind of moment for like JRPGs for me, and that's one of my favorite games ever. I could just sit in this room and just take in the creepy vibes. It's like dark here. I'm thinking it's like a door. Oh, are those? I just noticed. No, I thought it was like those little crawly bugs. I thought it was like they were corpses, but it's yeah, so it's doesn't seem like it's a super big area. Like it would be. Well, let's keep looking because it's still above me. It would be cool if there was like more to it, and like maybe there is eventually. I was hoping I'd run into like some huge, horrifying boss down here, but I feel like that might come later, maybe in that mask room, but I don't know. But I still just absolutely adore the concept of what's going on here and everything, and the atmosphere. And of course, like I don't want to know if, you know, there's more to this place later and all that. Definitely don't want to know. Just gonna try to hop across all these. And there was that butterfly thing too. Right, I saw this on the way down. I just love how like cavernous and vast this descent down into here feels. I think this like can't really tell. I thought there was like an echo effect on my attacks and stuff, but that one looks just like. They look like slightly different than what I look like. Maybe that's because they were like the prototypes or whatever. Maybe. That because that one looks just like the one that was in Hornet's first boss fight room. And I love that they hint at that so early in the game. That there's something like weird going on with the main character, maybe. Which again, I still don't know what that thing is, but definitely seems like it's building up to that. think I went over there earlier. Losing all that money. All the roots growing from the ceiling. I'm about to die. All these little crawlers are just living down here. Yeah, that's always... Oh my god. Hornet, what are you doing up there, buddy? Looks like it's just the wall. Yeah, it's always cool when series are not afraid to take risks. You know, one of the things I like about Zelda, traditionally. Hey, Hornet. Yeah, I came in here, so sorry. I got curious. I feel like she's gonna yell at me. But that's cool. It's like she knew I'd come here because I got the crest, right? Ghost, I see you faced the place of your birth, and now drape yourself in the substance of its shadow. Though our strength is born of similar source, that part of you, that crucial emptiness, I do not share. Funny then that such darkness gives me hope. Within it, I see the chance of change. A difficult journey you would face, but a choice it can create. Prolong our world's stasis, or face the heart of its infection. Okay. This is important. So wild, you can just do all these things in any order. You could probably just like miss these moments. You can probably finish this game without like even knowing what the story is. I bet it's like one of those games. Okay, choice. I like the little scritching of those guys. It's kind of nice. Prolong our world stasis. Or face the heart of its infection. So what's going on here maybe is the dreamers, in order to ward off the plague, they couldn't defeat whatever the actual source of it is, maybe, but they were able to seal it away, and that just turned the world into like this hollow shell of its former self, with all these kind of zombies wandering around that treasure hunters go to and get killed in or whatever. Or we've seen a lot of like adventurers that are surviving. But the world is in some kind of stasis because of that, maybe. But Hornets originally was like, oh, I'm going to free the infection. I'm just bad news. And that's what they were trying to stop me. But now maybe they're coming around to like, I'm actually pretty powerful. Maybe I could actually do what the Dreamers couldn't do and destroy the heart of its infection, or the source. Maybe that's the Hollow Knight or something else in the egg. I don't know. So maybe I have to kill the Dreamers to be able to do that. We'll see. So it's like the choice of remaining in stasis for some form of safety that's kind of like a dream or something like that, or enacting change, even though it's risky and could just release the plague again. But if I can defeat it, it will maybe revive the world or something. We'll see. I'd urge you to take that harder path, but what end may come, the decision rests with you. Okay. So it does seem like you're going to have some kind of a choice in the end, unless it's just... Maybe not. Maybe that's not literal. So I'm guessing she means facing the infection instead of reading things in stasis. See, if I had this kind of information, see how she said, what is that? Where did you take that harder path? So, okay, so it's my choice. Just the two of us hanging out in the abyss. What did this say again? Beyond. Let me screenshot this. So yeah, she's saying this is where I was created. So maybe I am the vessel that was a success. Maybe there's only one. Maybe there is like... They tried making whatever I am over and over again and failed every time, and I'm like the successful one. Maybe that's what it is. I was thinking like I'm not special. Like if I die, there'll just be another one that comes along. But maybe it is kind of just me. I don't know. But yeah, I was gonna say, if I like had this kind of information earlier, I feel like the more I learn, the more it's gonna be like, oh, maybe I do just need to kill the dreamers. And what they're actually doing is kind of bad. And then I would have felt better about doing that. But the fact that I just did it without knowing any of the context just felt really bad. I kind of wish I had just like left them alone and explored more and learned more of the story. But there's still two of them out there. So the next one I meet, I'm going to try to dream nail it more times to try to talk to it more. I think I exhausted the first one's dialogue with the dream nail, but I was just so like confused. I didn't really know what was going on. And then I'm going to try leaving their dream and see if anything happens. So like jumping off. Because all the dream areas are like on like a floating like island. So I want to see if I can leave the dream by jumping off it. What's it gonna say? Yeah, just play around with it more. I just kept expecting them to like turn on like a boss fight when I first encountered them. Alright, I want to check out this station. Still nothing. Oh, it's 300. Alright, I am overdue for my last little break, so I'll be back Yeah, no, absolutely true. And I do appreciate this game. Again, it is so open, and you can just run into mysterious situations and um, just be confused. It's just, and again, don't obviously don't tell me. It's more just the idea that like if that was an actual narrative choice, and you know, if I had had more narrative context, maybe I would have made a different choice. But maybe that's just also part of the experience. But we'll see how they handle it. I gotta just kind of like not worry about that and just see where it goes. Anyway, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. And thanks for hanging out, Gian. Alright, I'm back. Alright, so I don't have enough for this. I think it was 300. Yeah. I keep thinking it's like 150. Thank you. Oh, that's like an overturned sign, I think. I just noticed that. I was wondering what that was. Where have you gone, dear king? I wonder if that is the king. Maybe it's just like a knight that served him. Okay, so... Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of like being quick, you know, and having a long nail. There's a lot of other stuff I could try. But, stick with this for now. So let's see where the left leads. I'm really curious. I feel like this would lead back towards like where Deep Nest is. There was like an abandoned tram station there, so I don't know if this would lead near there. I have no clue. Sounds like it. Yep. So... I wonder if I just never came this way, or maybe the tram wasn't there when I came there. Okay. I don't want to deal with that place again. I've dealt with that place a lot. I'll go back there, like... Next time I go back there, I probably will just get a map and try to, like, fully explore everything. But that's cool that, like, I thought, even without looking at the map, I was like, spatially, it would make sense to me this would lead into Deep Nest, and it did. So that's really cool. Just learning the layout of the world. Okay, so that confirms that this area is on the same level as Deep Nest. But then there's lower parts, but the Abyss does seem to be, like, lower than Deep Nest. Which is cool. Yeah. I just love, one of my favorite things in games like this that I'm backtracking and stuff is learning the layout, learning the space, how everything connects. You know, it's part of why I don't like to rely too heavily on a map, at least for a while. But that's like Zelda dungeons for me, or Zelda overworlds as well, especially in the classic games, and also in the Resident Evil games, like especially like Resident Evil 1, like the mansion and stuff like that. I love how those spaces are designed and like learning them and everything. I really want to get in this beehive, but... Earlier I was like, why is there no music in this area as well? But I kind of like it now. I kind of just like how you're just hearing the buzzing of the bees. Is there anything over here? That's where I was. Here's where I wanted to go. Maybe I missed something when I dropped down there before. Check again. Seems like the only way in. Maybe I'll go up there if this doesn't do anything. You can see over there's got to be more to this. Like this is my mission to like find a way into this beehive. Yeah, there was a little guy there. I can come down here. Am I destroying those? I haven't been slashing the floor like that. I really like the vibe of the music here. I'm using logic to find my way in here. Like, how could you, unless there's a way underneath from the, what's it called? The area I was just in? Mystery. Come up here. Well, let me keep going a little further. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like I thoroughly explored all of this. What's this? Oh? Oh, beehive, beehive. No, don't kill me. My goal is within reach. Right, I think I did come down here, but I think I went this way. Yeah, I got this. I remember this. And then maybe I just went back up. Because there's the other side of the beehive right there. Which I love that you can see it. Oh god, enemies in this freaking area are so annoying. Oh god, are you serious right now? Good lord. I remember being in this area. Get in there. Oh, this is so annoying, and yeah, there's one thing that annoys me in a game like this. It's like when I'm trying to do something else, like I'm just trying to investigate this area and find a way into this beehive. So like I'm just not in the mood to deal with like a swarm of little things shooting projectiles at me. Like it's just a nuisance. That's like when I get annoyed with enemies. Thank you for the clap. That was like what I was saying about Zelda with like the style goblins. I'm just always trying to do something else and those enemies just show up to just pester you. And they're just a chore to deal with. But yeah, there's just a bit too many of those little flying guys in this one room. So like all of them like shooting that stuff at you at once is pretty rough. But oh well. I love how the background here, like something about it just looks so... It reminds me of kind of this enchanted wintry forest, but it's more like roots. The fact that it's like some great ancient creatures molting endlessly. Yeah, it's just a nice, really nice aesthetic. I don't know, just something about it. It's just got a vibe. I feel like it's gotta be from either above or below. I don't think it's gonna be this way. I think we're just getting away from it now. Oh, that guy isn't there. It was a big hoppy. Maybe it's only when you fall down. Oh, there was this. But I don't think it would be... Yeah, I don't think it would be this. That's a little deceptive. They put a little ledge there. That's kind of weird design. That's why I missed this the first time. I thought it was something, but there's a little lip you need to jump over. So that's like easy to miss, but I kind of feel like they shouldn't put that there. Unless that really is meant to be some ultra super secret later. Yeah, sorry. I'm just retracing my steps from yesterday because I really want to find a way into this beehive. Also, I love how the geography changes so it looks like the ancient basin the further you go down here. I think that's such a nice touch. It's just like, even though I'm not in that area, it just makes the world more consistent. Join the bee hunt, yeah. Might just not be able to get there yet, but it's kind of like my mission. I wonder how low this area is. Like if this is... I'll be curious to look at the full map later to see like what is the lowest point. I'm guessing it's the abyss area, but... This is a pretty big pit. What was over here? Anything? I wonder if Team Cherry, I mean, I feel like they do, but I wonder if they just like really love bugs. Or the main creative director of this game or whatever, they just like, their whole life they were a bug kid and they just loved bugs and they just dreamed of one day just making a game in a bug world. And I think that's amazing. And they pulled it off. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find the way in over there. I just don't get the sense I will. I'd love if it's just like a hidden passage in the floor. And you just like fall into it. Because it's underneath me right now. I bet that move would be useful for the big jumpy ones. It's probably useful for these too. Oh, I'm dying. Yeah, I think those things and the ones in the Crystal Peak area that fire ice at you, they're my two least favorite enemies. The big jumpies are kind of annoying, but I think if I did this, that would probably be a good way to deal with them. But... otherwise, I think I've been pretty okay with most of the enemies. There was some stuff in Deep Nest I was having trouble with, I guess, too, yeah. I'd probably get through them quicker now, but there were those big spiders that took like a long time to kill. But... I really liked their visual design, so I kind of like forgave it. Okay, bye. What a puzzle. So interesting. Same with all these guys falling down. And we're just back. So weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where I just might not be able to yet, and I don't want to just like waste... I feel like I gave it a really thorough try. So I'm going to move on for now. But I can't wait to go there, because it's got to be an area. Just got to find a way in somehow eventually. It's cool. You can tell I'm like in the sewers again. I feel like the stone of the sewers gives way to like the caverns. It's cool. I did hear a caterpillar. Heck, this is Slade. I'm just going. So the city must be pretty big, I feel like, if it all stretches above this. I feel like I barely explored it. Oh yeah, I came here. I remember. What's this? I feel like I heard doesn't sound like a caterpillar. So well. Like laughing. I love how they stop like that. A few characters have done that. Oh, what a surprise. It's not often I receive visitors. It's been so long, ages even. I just hope my manners haven't left me. Eternal Emelita by Gavin Douglas. You know, I mean, I'm guessing all these characters were like designed by these Kickstarter backers, but they all like fit into the aesthetic of the world, though I'm sure they worked with the developers to on that. You no doubt sense my affluence. You're right to guess. I'm renowned amongst the upper class cast of Hallownest. Well, I was once, until those cretins cast me out. Have you met them, my former fellows? That's them outside, their bodies shambling around all mindless and empty, and I'm still alive to witness their pathetic demise. I'm just so happy. Fate can be a wonderful thing. Oh, could it be? You've returned at last? No, no. Oh, pardon me. For just a moment I mistook a certain quality about you. You seemed almost regal. Silly, I know. It's clear you're not of high birth, wandering about all dirty and tattered like that. So I don't know if this is referencing because I got the King's Crest, or, those slates keep, like, referring to me as, like, they say, like, for higher beings only. So maybe I am some kind of higher being or whatever. Isn't life just wonderful? I hope you don't mind me opening your door. Okay, guess not. We're back. Well, that was a fun detour. I don't remember how I got down. I went in this. I used the small key. This is what I love about this game. I just got a small key in the shop, and I was like, I can use this in the town. There's a door to the far right of the opening hub town. Or I can use it on this sewer, like manhole in the city. And choosing to use it on the sewer just led to like such an adventure. Going down the sewers, fighting all those weird worm creatures, fighting the dung defender, making my way down into the abyss down there, like the ancient basin. I fought like that broken vessel. That was like the hardest boss in the game so far. Went to the edge of the world. I found Hornet again. Like, and then just now we're back in the city. Like, it's just so cool. Just such an adventure. But I just love the idea that like other players made a different choice. Like they went in a different direction, or they used that key somewhere else, and like they went to those areas way later. So I love the music here. It's been like stuck in my head. Oh shit. That guy was like tougher than I thought. Ugh, that sucks. Where the hell even am I? Well, it's not too far. It's just like so like, oh, what an adventure. This is so fun. And then it's just like totally deflating, but it's okay. Yeah, I haven't really played a game. Well, I mean, I probably have at some point. I have to think for a minute, but I don't think I played well, I don't know, it's tough. I was saying this earlier. They're basically save points. So it's not really different than getting kicked back to a save point, I guess. Just, I don't know what it is about this game in particular. I think I just love exploring so much. It's always just like getting kicked back to this other area. It just feels like a little deflating a lot of the time. Like, I just want to keep exploring where I was. There's so much to explore. I don't know. But it is technically no different than like a save point. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're just like less frequent than I'd like them to be, the benches. But I don't know. Again, I don't think it's like that far to get back to where I was. It never really is. It always feels like it is, but I don't have to go back there too. It's just like a deflating feeling, but it's not a massive deal. You made it to Deep Nest for the first time via the route I did today. Yeah, that's awesome. And that must have like felt really cool. Like, oh, this other dark, weird area. There was another part. When I first went to Deep Nest, I went through this like the door to the left of like the Mantis area, and then I climbed out of a pit, and I realized the pit I climbed out of, like, the floor crumbles away and you can fall down, and it goes from like the mushroom area. I think that would have been cool to just like have the floor crumble away and just fall down into there. I think that's like really cool that they set it up that way. I don't know if you remember what I'm talking about, but it's just like, I think it's like another way to access it. Yeah. I did hear a caterpillar. Let's just try going a different way. I don't have to commit to that way. I wonder if this leads to the beehive. That would be funny. Oh. Really, game? Really? Really? Wait, how do I... Anything else on that wall? No? Where am I? Okay, I'm just back here. Yeah. My memory is kind of hit and miss, I guess. I feel like it's good sometimes, not others. Like I often have like a bad, like I'll forget, like I'll want to do something and then I forget what it is 10 seconds later, but yeah, I tend to remember games and stuff pretty well. But yeah, I don't know, I guess it varies. Though sometimes like it's funny, when I've revisited some games after a very long time, sometimes I have a very clear image of like a certain area or something, and then like I replay the game after like, you know, just like years and years, like a decade or whatever, and I will. The area will be completely different than what I remembered, and it feels like so surreal and weird. And I'm like, no, but it was definitely like that other way. That's kind of like in Minish Cap. I played Minish Cap when it came out, and then I replayed it. You know, probably a little while ago now, but like you know, several years ago, a few years ago, and the graveyard area in Minish Cap was not at all like I remembered. It was like completely different, and it was like freaking me out because I thought I had such a clear memory of what it was like, and it just really like wasn't really like that. It was just weird. Yeah, yeah, and I have like I don't have diagnosed ADHD, like, but I suspect I have like I definitely have like traits of it, you know, and there's like overlap, you know, I think with like other things too. Um, you know, there's sometimes this like overlap with different like neurodivergent things and so on, and you know, I definitely, you know, I definitely have other things, and I think ADHD overlaps. If I just don't, you know, outright have it, I just haven't been officially diagnosed. But what was I gonna say? I forget. That's what we're talking about. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Um, but yeah, but then when I played like the Thousand Year Door remake, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, another one of my favorite games ever. One of my favorite parts of the game, if not my favorite part of the game, is the Glitz Pit Chapter 3. I think it's so inspired. I think it's like one of the best sections in any game. I just love it so much. And it was pretty much, it wasn't exactly how I remember maybe, but it was like, you know, it's pretty close. Like the way the environment was laid out and stuff, I think it was like similar to how I remembered it. So it had been a long time since I played that game. These guys have some chunky footsteps. Jeez. I wonder if I do that, yeah. Damn, I gotta turn my health back on. Yeah, exactly. What, the hell was I doing? Where am I? What is even happening? Okay. All right. I did want to go back to the city anyway. Funny, there's just like a little crystal there. Because, that saves, right? Yeah. Yeah, I did want to go back to the city because I feel like I barely kind of explored it. Yeah, see, it's always shorter to get back to where I was than I think, so it just feels deflating in the moment, I think is what it is. Maybe I just am like used to games having like instant checkpoints, which not every game needs to have that. I think maybe part of the reason they handle it this way because it is so open and they want to just encourage you to go wherever you want and just you know, go a different direction if you maybe try going in a different direction instead of where you were. There is such an impact. That must take off like 3 health or something. Such an impact to it. Yeah. 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 Yeah, it's similar in my family too, yeah. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, like I have like general anxiety disorder. I have OCD. I think we talked about that. And I have other suspected things. I know I definitely have traits. I have traits of autism, traits of ADHD, like I said, at the very least. So yeah, and again, yeah, people, you know, some things definitely, there's definitely some family history, I guess, or commonality. It's definitely a thing. So where do I want to go? Is that where I came from? I need a break. It's scary out there. um, yeah. I like her flowers. I like her flowers growing around like her door and stuff. That would be cool if I just like found her door, but I couldn't get in it. It would be like a mysterious thing. Husk Dandy, former member of Hallownest High Society, limited offensive ability. Okay, so this is what she meant by like her kin that were outside. Um, so I wonder if we're near like the palace, like the king's palace or something. Maybe that's why there's these really strong knights. Shit. Damn. These guys are beefy. Let's try to actually equip some charms for once. So I don't think I have whatever that is, the vengeful spirit. Oh, right. That just gives you 2, 3, 4, 6. That gives you 9. Okay. Best. God. More spam bots. It's always like, did you see that one? It's always like every time I'm just like, is that like is that a new chatter? And it's like, no. Okay. At least there hasn't been one like way earlier on one of my first days when it was like this really like big scammer that stuck around and was just chatting and chatting and chatting. Maybe the Weaverlings would help. I don't know if anything I have is really gonna be better than what I just had equipped. What did I have on besides these two? What the heck was the third thing I had equipped? I don't even remember. Oh, it was the dash. It was this. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of feel like that's the best right now. Yeah, I don't have my, I don't have my viewer count. Most streams, I'm not looking at my viewer count. That's like a common piece of advice that people often give to people new to it. And I did have it on like the first couple of days. I have tried turning it on a couple times just to see how it would like affect things, but I realized I was just like glancing at it too much and it was just distracting. So I was like, yeah, there's no point really. I checked it like the other night before we raided because I was like, oh cool, it's actually like there's like 5 people here, so I was like, that's, you know, I wanted to raid with like you know, I had I feel like I had more people than I usually have when ending a stream, so I was like, that's like a perfect I think it's like the perfect time to try raiding for the first time. Okay. Like how some curious how that's represented on the map that I don't have. Because some passageways they're like represented as doors instead of that you like press up to go into. Let's play this really careful. I lost my money at some point. Damn, when did I lose my money? Sometimes I'm just not paying enough attention. And I must have died twice in a row. God, so brutal. Good range, too. I'm really sorry for cheesing you this way, sir, but you're in my way. Animated remains of a great sentry, the most elite of the city's guards. Wields a great nail and shell. Yes, they do cause heavy damage. That'd be cool if you could, God, these enemies are funny. And it's just really hard to get it. Is that a stag station? That I'm not gonna have money for now. Oh, King's Station, because I was at the Queen's Station. And there's the stag station. Yeah, I feel like I may as well call it here. Ugh, game. What is wrong with you? It's like... I was like gonna end the stream. I was like, I may as well call it. It's definitely gonna be a bench here. Game subverts my expectations yet again. I just like to end at a bench. But I was kind of like thinking I'll play till the next bench I get to. So you can't even use this, like, ever? It's all flooded? I actually really like that. I think that's really funny. It gives the player, like, hope. Like, oh, I'll go back to the town and do whatever. And it makes the world feel more... Like, that is, like, the difference between, like, this game and other games. Like, it just... I love when a game prioritizes its atmosphere and its world building over just gameplay convenience, and it's not afraid to, like, break rules of like player convenience to like lean into the idea that this is a ruined city, so yeah, maybe there would be a stag station that's flooded, especially when it's constantly raining. I really like that. But yeah, I'll probably go till the next bench or when I die. The way that rain sounds like pattering against the windows is so good. I love how the noise of the rain changes depending on where you are. And again, I feel like this city, it has such a different vibe than like everywhere else. It's like there's a calming vibe to it, even though it still like has the melancholic aspect. Okay, well, here we go. So they didn't quite do the thing I said. They're still giving you a station, but I still think that was a funny troll. I can like feel the rain. It's like vibrating on my controller. It's really nice. Whoops. Off. So I want to get a screenshot. It's just like... Yeah, I just feel like I'm in like a rainy town. How much is it? I never have enough. It's just the ambience is so nice. All right, so yeah, yeah. I'm like stalling. I'm like, should I play just a little more and go a little bit more and go to like 10:30 or no? Yeah, I should just call it. Because I've been live for yeah a little over 3 hours. So let's save. Didn't make too much progress, but I know I say that. I haven't said that in a while, I feel like, but kind of a lot of lore progress, I feel like. Mostly, it's kind of just talking about and speculating about the game's story and stuff a lot today. And I did fall into the abyss, which was definitely a highlight of the game so far. And I'm still wrong. Yeah, I know. I still did some stuff. But yeah, so I'll pick it up next time and continue exploring the city. So I did want to say I won't actually be streaming this coming Monday on the 27th, I think it is. Let me see. Yeah, so I can't stream on the 27th. So I do need to skip that day, but I'll be back on Tuesday the 28th at 7 p.m. and pick it up from there. I know. I know it's the first day in my schedule so far. But yeah, I won't be able to stream that day. So yeah, I'll be back Tuesday, April 28th, 7 p.m. And thanks so much for hanging out, Gian. It was great chatting with you, and thanks for hearing my thoughts and everything, and discussing. But yeah, you too. Have a great weekend. And yeah, I'm always like stalling. I'm always like how do I end the stream? But yeah, I'll just leave it there. All right, take care, Gian. Take care, anyone else lurking, and thanks for tuning in. Okay, bye.